Hey everybody, welcome back to the Spiral Podcast. Today's the Ohio State podcast where I just grade Ohio State's performance from the previous week. And if you're tuning into this video, that means you probably know what happened by now. Ohio State gets the big win on the road versus number 3 Penn State and wins 20-13. Not a single touchdown scored in the second half, but Ohio State left a lot of points on the board. So did Penn State, but it was a very interesting game. At least in the first half. Second half was a little boring, but just the stakes of the game always make it good. So today I'm just going to be grading each thing that I think affects how Ohio State plays, whether that be the offense, defense, or coaching, etc., like anything. And then I'm just going to give my final opinions on it. And so let's get right into it. The first one I'm going to be grading is the offense. And the offense I'm going to be giving a B. So like I said earlier, the offense left a lot of points on the table. You know, Will Howard with that touchdown that fumbled into the end zone, or over the end zone, I should say, and resulted in a touchback, not even getting us a field goal or a first and goal. It just completely wiped off that drive after Ohio State really gained some momentum. They scored 2 touchdowns in a row. They were about to score a third. I mean, it would have been crazy for them really getting that momentum and getting the ball in the second half, to start the second half, I should say. It would have been really great. But, I mean, overall, the offense didn't play amazing, but I think it played good enough to get the win, obviously. I think they were driving down the field pretty easily. The run game, I got to say, the run game and the O-line looked pretty good. Quinshon and Travion both getting big yardage plays, and that's what you really want to see if you're an Ohio State fan. That's really good to see. And more importantly, the offensive line played great. I mean, these guys stepped up, whether that's Carson Hinsman, who hadn't been previously playing all year because I think Ryan Day just has something with him. Before the Missouri game last year, he said he kind of took a shot at Ryan Day, saying they weren't really preparing enough to get ready for that game, and he didn't like that. And Ryan Day, I think, has just not been playing him this year because of that. But he played great. I mean, everybody's going to talk about Donovan Jackson and playing left tackle, which obviously was really hard for him. He had to go against Abdul Carter, who is arguably one of the best defensive ends in college football. But Carson Hinsman, man, he played great. Like, you never even heard his name because that's how good he played. He helped out Donovan Jackson a lot after playing a new position. So, yeah, got to give credit to the O-line in general, though. Seth McLaughlin's snaps were a little bit low, especially in the first half, but I think he fixed that more towards the second half. So, yeah, I mean, wide receivers also played great. Obviously, the big thing that takes away points is Will Howard's fumble over the end zone and the pick six that he threw in, like, the first drive. I believe it was, like, the second play, threw a pick six. And, man, that's really hard to bounce back from. But the offense did. They handled it. Will Howard got more settled into the game, threw some great passes, threw a touchdown to Emeka Egbuka next drive. Like, the offense, sort of sorted themselves out after that interception, or pick six, I guess. So, I think they get a B. I think they played good besides that. Those 2 mistakes that were pretty costly. But overall, I think a B is fair. And then for the defense, I'm going to give them an A because the defense played great. I mean, first and goal from the 2 or 3 yard line, and they didn't get any points out of that. I mean, do you know how impressive that is? That McDonald guy came in when Tyleek was out and really helped out that middle of the line, or D-line, and really got us that push that we needed to stop them from running it in the first 3 downs. And then, obviously, the DBs and safeties played great today. They only let up a few big plays, which is great. Linebackers, Cody Simon had some great plays, big hits, a sack. He played great. Sonny Styles, he missed a few assignments. He kind of overshot the read option for the quarterback and gave up a big play in the first quarter, I think it was. But other than that, he didn't play terrible. Overall, defense played great. I mean, they didn't even allow a single touchdown, only 2 field goals because of pick six. So you really can't be mad if your defense is only giving up 13 points, pretty much 6 points. That's got to get an A, especially against number 3 team on the road in a crazy environment, 110,000 people. Like, defense played great. I'm not gonna lie. So defense is gonna get an A. They really held it down for us, and I think also played into Will Howard getting more settled into the game. It gave him confidence and just the offense in general. That little bit of comfort that, we don't have to do anything crazy. We don't have to push the ball down the field all the time because, one, our running backs are playing great, and two, our defense is able to hold it down for us, and they haven't really done anything against us all game. So, defense holding it down helps the offense and helps win the game for a large part. And then special teams, they're going to get a B. I just think I always get scared when Brandon Ennis catches the punt returns because they always just get close to bouncing off his chest. I always get so nervous, but special teams did fine. 2 field goals. Maybe I'll give them a B+ just because of the field goals. Jaden Fielding hit some pretty clutch field goals that really iced the game for us when the offense couldn't get touchdowns. So that was good to see. Special teams, I think a B to B+ is good. Didn't hurt the game, but helped it out a little bit. So pretty average grade, pretty above average grade for them. And then the coaching. This might be one of the things I was most impressed with, honestly. Chip Kelly, I've been saying for the past few weeks after the Oregon game, his play calling was not good. I'm just going to give it to you straight. His play calling was not good. I was worried about this coming into the game. His plays all seem so similar. A lot of screens, a lot of short yardage plays on 3rd and long, 2nd and long. It's I was really not liking his play calls. I thought he was too passive-aggressive, not throwing it down the field. But, man, against Penn State, he really just opened up all the plays or something because his play calls were really good. I liked how I liked the plays where Howard would take it, run out to the right, and then it was just a one-on-one with the defensive lineman and Howard, and then Quinchon was going out to the right. So if the D lineman committed on Judkins, Howard would just take it. But most of the times he would commit on Howard, and Judkins would get 20 yards of carry. And they did that twice, I believe. And both times it resulted in a first down and big chunk plays. So that play call I really liked. They did some pitches, which they usually don't do. A lot less screens, which I also like. And I thought that they were able to push the ball down the field and get the ball past the first down marker, which is something that Ohio State and, to be fair, most other teams are struggling with, but throwing it short of the first down is never a good thing. But Chip Kelly, he coached out of his mind today. Almost had some great deep passes or deep pass design plays. But, Howard overthrew wide receiver once, and then Jeremiah Smith kind of sold it. But either way, I mean, Chip Kelly called an amazing game. I'm really proud of him for how he did, just overall. You got to love the play calls. And then Jim Knowles on the defensive side. I think his play calls were actually pretty good. I liked that Cody Simon sack that I mentioned earlier. Cody Simon kind of hesitated a little bit, waited for the D-line to get some pressure, and then he came in and just wide open on the sack. So that's really a great play call that just stood out to me. And then not giving up the big plays is huge. Caleb Downs coming down, getting those stops on the running backs and the plays out to the flats is really huge for us as well. So I just really liked that overall coaching from the coordinators. And then Ryan Day finally gets the top 5 win that he needed. Ohio State needed this game, just flat out. They just needed it. I talked about it that last week, but if Ohio State doesn't get this win, then they are not making the playoffs, honestly, because now Ohio State, they can still maybe drop a game and might make the playoffs, but if we lose this game, the season's over. Just quite frankly, the season's over. We're not getting to the Big Ten championship. We're not doing any of that stuff. We're not making the playoffs. So we needed this win. Ryan Day really showed his determination to win. He just locked in, got the team prepared, and kept the emotions chill when bad plays happened, and didn't let us get too excited or happy when good things happen. Just kept us level-headed all game. I mean, Ryan Day needed this win. I think he knew that too. And he got it done. So you got to give really high praise there. You know what? I'm going to give the coaching an A+, actually. I originally had an A, but the coaches did great, and they really helped us get through this game, whether it's through adversity, play calling, etc. So A+ for the coaching. It was amazing. And then overall, I'm going to give it an A- because it was a win, huge win, can't be mad, but there's still some things to be improved on. Specifically, O-line blocking could be better at sometimes. They still give up 3 sacks, I think. So 3 true sacks. They still didn't play amazing. So O-line's got to get better. I think Will Howard's got to get better at the turnover issue. He really can't be turning it over this much and costing us some of those big plays because when you play teams in the SEC or any of the top teams, Indiana maybe, like, you can't make those mistakes. Michigan, you can't make these mistakes that, our defense played great. If they don't play great, then Will Howard would be heavily blamed for this game. So, overall, I think it's an A-. I think defense played great. Offense played pretty well considering the expectations and the reality of just the O-line not being great. And then coaching was amazing. Special teams was pretty good. So, overall, they got a huge win at Penn State on the road. You can't be mad with this. They needed this win, and it feels so good to get that big win. If you're Ryan Day, you're on cloud 9 right now. I mean, this was an amazing win for him on the road, top 5 team. This is like best case scenario. So, Ohio State's going to need to get ready for their next games, which they should probably win, but who knows. But that's my reaction to the Ohio State game. So if you guys enjoyed this one, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe because it really helps me out. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye.